Like you see Black Lives Matter groups starting to show up at people's houses and screaming at them over bullhorns, telling them that they're on black people's land.
Do you know that you are living in a historically black neighborhood right now? Do you know that? Do you know that before Joe White ass came here, this was all black people? Do you know that? Do you know that? Do you know people like you came in here and basically bought all the land from the black people for less than what it was worth, kicked them out so you could live here? Do you know that?
These people that probably just moved in, to go to college or whatever in the area, they're telling them they're a part of the problem. Like these people are looting and burning down stores. Now, not only, and also, I don't know if y'all seen the video of, BLM and Antifa, or they were chasing down Republican politicians, screaming at them.
It's horrific. We had two women with us who were friends of ours. We had looked out, we came out of the speech
at the White House.
We looked into the street. Our hotel was only right across the street from the White House, but we couldn't go because the mob was already chasing people down that chose to go out that exit. And they were shouting threats, to us, to kill us, to hurt us. But they're also shouting, say her name, Breonna Taylor. And it's like, you couldn't reason with this mob, but I'm actually the author of the Breonna Taylor law to end no-knock raids.
He wrote a bill up in her name. That's how misinformed people are. And I don't know if these people were paid, man. I don't know. Like, I don't know. But it's getting out of hand, man. And if more people don't stand up and start exposing these people for who they really are, you're not gonna wake people up. And you lose America to the real fascists and the real racists. How are you fighting racism with more racism?
Thinking, but now some increasingly radical students and staff are demanding a return to segregation. Let's look at this vision from the University of Virginia, where a woman tells white people their mere presence makes people uncomfortable.
Public service announcement. Excuse me, if y'all didn't know, this is the MSC, and frankly, there's just too many white people in here, and this is a space for people of color. So just be really cognizant of the space that you're taking up, because it does make some of us POCs uncomfortable when we see too many white people in here. It's only been open for 4 days, and frankly, there's the whole university for a lot of y'all to be at, and there's very few spaces for us. So keep that in mind.
You having all black spaces on campus colleges, like white people trying to be a part of the meetings, and you're, kicking them out. Like, what? That's racist, man. People just feel like they can go around and start being racist to white people and beating white people up. You're doing the very thing that you're accusing them of doing. These are people that had nothing to do with anything that has happened in your life. They don't know you from anywhere. You've never seen them before, never met them. They could be the nicest people in the world. You've never met these people, and you're just calling them racist. It's like that's wicked, man. But we got to start exposing what Black Lives Matter and Antifa are doing. We got to start showing people the truth, because mainstream media is not telling them the truth, not showing them what's really happening. Let's also talk about the media's just not wanting to let people know the truth about these protests, quote unquote protests. And that is that they can be violent, right? And you see the burning down of buildings and property. Like, I see a clip of CNN, and on the clip, I'm gonna just show y'all. I'm gonna pull it up. On the clip, it says fiery but mostly peaceful protest after police shooting. Like, what? How do you have fiery but mostly peaceful? If that's not complete bias, they are the enemy of the American people. There are so many people who have no clue what's really going on in America because mainstream media continues to lie to them and continues to push a narrative that is one of, these protests being peaceful. I know some peaceful protests that happened, and it was the lockdown protests that were happening. Those were peaceful protests, but no, you had everybody, and I exposed that. These so-called comedians like Stephen Colbert, and Trevor Noah, who when the lockdown protests were happening, it was like, oh, you're gonna kill grandma, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. And then, the Black Lives Matter protest started to happen, and it was crickets. It wasn't only crickets, but it was very, toned down, and they were very supportive. Very strange to me. Just seeing a double standard, man. And I keep seeing it. I keep seeing a double standard. There are people who have no clue what's really going on in America. And I talk to them. There are some people in my family I speak to, they have no idea what's really going on in America, what's really happening. Because if they did, they would no longer support the Democratic Party. They have become a radicalized, like they've been radicalized.
Wow.
Put your fist up is what they're saying.
Put your fist up.
That's crazy. Put your mask on now, huh? Motherfucker. Piece of shit.
They're yelling at him to put his fist up.
If I was wearing a Biden Harris hat, I believe I would actually be supporting fascism and Marxism and the tearing down of America. Okay, these people are playing for keeps, man. We gotta wake up. Wake them up, wake them up, wake them up, wake them up.